The world's biggest tournament is coming, and the official FIFA World Cup 26 try-under competition ball is here at the Goal 90 shop. Designed for the game's biggest stage, it's built for precision, speed and control. Right now, you can make it yours with 30% off plus free shipping. Don't just watch the World Cup, own a piece of it. Visit goal90.shop today and order now. Since Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo loosened their grip on football, the entire world has been looking for who would step in and fill their huge shoes. There were some candidates, but it just never stuck. At some point, we thought it would be Viní and Bellingham, but that didn't last. Then for much of last season, it looked like the likes of Salah, Raphinha, Lamine Yamal, Cole Palmer and Ousmane Dembélé would be the ones, but none of them really looked like they're pulling away from the pack. But recently, it has been looking like we might finally get that with two generational players, so we gotta ask, are Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland the new Messi and Ronaldo? Let's talk about it. Let's first put this out there. Messi and Ronaldo's shoes are super huge, and it would be super difficult for any pair to ever replicate what they were able to do. Those guys were aliens, and it would just be unfair to ask humans to do what they did to the level they did it. But now that their time is gone and we're back to dealing with humans, could we be watching the start of a new long rivalry? When they first started out, Haaland and Mbappe looked like the real deal. They had already started banging in goals in League and Champions League games from their Salzburg and Monaco days. These young players were going machine for machine, breaking all sorts of goal-scoring records. But after Mbappe moved to PSG and Haaland moved to Dortmund, things changed. It's not that they stopped being good, they just stopped being in sync. When Mbappe won the World Cup with France and finished in the top 5 of the Ballon d'Or, Haaland was not even in the top 30. But then Haaland moved to City in 2022, and with both of them now at big clubs, we started to see hints of a real rivalry brewing. Haaland led Manchester City to their first Champions League and European treble, broke a truckload of records in the Premier League, and came super close to winning the Ballon d'Or in 2023. Meanwhile, Mbappe led France to back-to-back World Cup finals, scored a hat-trick in the final, the first World Cup final hat-trick in nearly 60 years, and won the World Cup Golden Boot and Silver Ball. Mind you, they both won their respective league titles that year, as well as the Player of the Season award and League Golden Boot. They really went band for band that season, but a certain alien won the World Cup that year, so he beat both of them to the Ballon d'Or in 2023. But in retrospect, that particular award was very significant. Messi finished with the award while Haaland and Mbappe finished second and third respectively. You know exactly what that reminded us of? 2007. That year, Kaká won the Ballon d'Or and Ronaldo and Messi finished second and third, and it sort of felt like a handover as Messi and Ronaldo went on to dominate the award as well as the entire world of football for a decade and a half. Many fans expected that to be the story of Haaland and Mbappe after 2023, but it just didn't materialize. What happened? We'll talk about it in a second, but if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Now in 2024, Mbappe and Haaland of course scored, but they were just unable to inspire their teams to the biggest trophies. Haaland's Man City got knocked out in the quarter-finals of the Champions League, while Mbappe's PSG got knocked out in the semis. Haaland's Norway didn't even make it to the Euros, while Mbappe's France got knocked out in the semis. So it wasn't very surprising that they finished 5th and 6th at the Ballon d'Or, while the likes of Rodri, Viní and Bellingham, who had all won big trophies, whether with club or country, occupied the top 2 spots. Mind you, that same year, a certain precocious teenager named Lamine Yamal had also begun to rise, so Haaland and Mbappe already started to look like old news. But then things changed again when Mbappe moved to defending UCL champions Real Madrid. Over the last few years, Real Madrid and Manchester City have been two of the best teams in Europe, and the fact that they face each other almost every season in the Champions League has developed some sort of rivalry between those two. So everyone expected that move would instantly breathe life into the Mbappe-Haaland rivalry, but 2025 turned out to be a really weird year. Both Real Madrid and Manchester City were basically bad in the 2024-25 season, so although these two guys still scored a handful of goals, with Mbappe even winning the European Golden Shoe, the poor performances of their clubs and a lack of major trophies meant that they were not even in contention for the big awards. Mbappe was 7th, while Haaland finished 26th at the Ballon d'Or. So many fans gave up on the rivalry and started to look at other guys like Dembélé, Lamine Yamal, Raphinha, even Cole Palmer to satisfy our hunger for a rivalry that would last us for years. But since the start of the 2025-26 season, it has felt like those two are on a mission to regain their crown as the heirs to the throne of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Mbappe has 18 goals and 4 assists in 15 games for club and country and enjoyed an 11-game scoring streak. Haaland has 24 goals and 3 assists in 14 games for club and country and is on a 12-game scoring run, equaling Cristiano Ronaldo's record. These two have started the season in truly insane fashion, and it feels like this might be the beginning of something really great. Could this be the first season where Haaland and Mbappe actually go head-to-head for the Ballon d'Or? Could Manchester City and Real Madrid make it to the Champions League final and replicate what we saw back in 2008 when Messi and Ronaldo went head-to-head in the game between Man United and Barcelona? That would be so incredible. The two best players of their generation going head-to-head for the biggest trophy and the biggest individual prize in football. That's a story we certainly deserve to see as fans. Now, of course, it's a World Cup year, and that could disrupt things a little, but if Mbappe and Haaland blow everyone away during the regular season, we believe the Ballon d'Or could still be a battle between them. In 2010, Messi won the Ballon d'Or despite having crashed out of the World Cup at the quarter-final stage in embarrassing fashion. In fact, in 2023, Haaland finished second at the Ballon d'Or without even qualifying for the World Cup. This time though, he will be leading Norway to the World Cup, so even if they don't go far, he could still push for the big prize if he does really well for Manchester City this season. But one thing is for sure, it won't be that easy to get that rivalry we so desperately want to see, because while Haaland and Mbappe have started the season in crazy fashion, other players like Harry Kane have also started the season in similar fashion. He has scored 23 goals and provided 3 assists in 15 games for club and country and is on a 9-game scoring run. And of course, there might still be a player who'd rise in the second half of the season and give everyone a run for their money just like Dembélé did last season. But do you guys think this rivalry could really kick off properly this year? Do Mbappe and Haaland really have what it takes to be the new Messi and Ronaldo? Which of them do you prefer? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye!
Do you want to make money with affiliate marketing? Join the Goal 90 Shop affiliate program and start earning today. Get your unique affiliate link and exclusive discount coupon to share with your audience. Every sale made through your link earns you a 10% commission. No limits, just real earnings. Don't miss out. Turn your influence into income now.